Good evening, everyone. Welcome to EduTap and welcome to another important CT 360 series session in which we cover the important current affairs from examination point of view. And today we are going to cover the most important current affairs from the 24th to 26th of May 2025. And today we will be covering the most important J and ESI current affairs which are really important to be covered from the examination point of view. So my dear friends, if I am audible and visible to all of you, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box so that we can start with the today's session. And I hope that all of you are really preparing well for your upcoming examinations, and you have also revised the previous session also that we have conducted on the last Saturday, right? So I hope that everybody of you is really preparing well for your upcoming examinations. If I'm audible and visible, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, so thank you for giving me the confirmation here. So good evening, Deepak, Shanika, Mayank, and all of the people who have joined us live today. So my dear friends, let me tell you that in these sessions we cover the most important G and ESI current affairs, and today the dates are of 24 to 26th of May, right? And let me tell you that in these particular sessions, first we revise the important aspects of the previous session, then we cover the important topics of the today's part, and then we will be moving on to the solving the MCQs. Okay? So in three parts we basically cover these sessions, and now let's start with the today's topics that we are going to cover here, and this is the complete list of topics. Let me tell you here that on the basis of the analysis of regulatory bodies exams, so we have basically some important articles only relevant for phase 1, and there are some articles which are relevant for both phase 1 and phase 2. So here I can see that these particular articles are basically important for both phase 1 and phase 2 of the examination, right? And the remaining ones are only relevant for phase 1 of the exam. But if you are preparing for any banking examination, then in those examinations you can find any one of the article as a part of the question in your exam, because in your banking examination in the phase 2 only we see these current affair articles. Okay, so I hope that everybody is clear with all of this, and now let's start with the quick revision of the previous session, right? And here is the very first question for all of you. So first question is basically on the World Health Organization, which has adopted world's first global pandemic treaty, right? And we all know that this was been adopted during the 78th World Health Assembly. Can anybody tell me that what exactly was the venue of this World Health Assembly which is taking place? So the 78th World Health Assembly is taking place right now, but what exactly is the time venue where this particular assembly is taking place? Please tell me in the chat box. So it's Kritika, Vidhi, Rover, Mukund, Ashish, welcome to the today's session. So right now we are first revising the important aspects of the previous session. Okay? Because it is very important to make sure that we have revised the previous session in a very detailed manner, and we are also able to answer the questions, right? So I can see in the chat box people are saying Geneva, absolutely right. This is the right answer. So Geneva, Switzerland is the right answer where this assembly is taking place. Moving to the next question. So Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change announced 21 winning ideas under the Ideas for Life Initiative. ठीक है, तो Ideas for Life Initiative को हमने काफी अच्छे से कवर किया था लास्ट सेशन के अंदर. You need to tell me here that this initiative was developed in partnership with Dash. What is the name of that organization? So I told you that this partnership and this particular initiative of Ideas for Life was been launched, where we are basically encouraging the youth to participate, right? Youth क्या होता है? युवा होता है. So UNICEF युवा is the right answer. UNICEF युवा is the right answer to this question. Okay, moving to the next question. Third United Nations conference scheduled for June 2025 will be co-hosted by. So which are the two nations that will be co-hosting these particular conference? So third United Nations Ocean Conference will be co-hosted by France and Costa Rica. So France and Costa Rica is the right answer. Now the next question. So Dash has become the first state in India to make robotics education compulsory for all class 10 students. What is the name of that particular Indian state? That is Kerala. Kerala is the right answer. और केरला की जो रोबोटिक्स की उड़ान है, इसको मैनेज कौन करेगा? Who will be managing this particular initiative of the Kerala government? Can anybody tell me that? So Kerala government के इस initiative को कौन basically उड़ान भरेगा? That is kite. That also we covered in the previous session. Now moving to the next question. Dash become the first paramilitary force CISF personnel to climb world's tallest peak, Mount Everest. What is the name of this person? Geeta Samota. So Geeta Samota is the right answer. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, सिल्वर मेडल किसने जीता है इन वन ऑफ दीज इवेंट्स इन पोलैंड? What is the name of this person? He is the same person who has basically had its personal benchmark in the previous league, that is throw of 90.23 meters. What is the name? Neeraj Chopra. Neeraj Chopra is the right answer. Next question, Indian author dash and translator who have won the International Booker Prize. International Booker Prize हर्ट लैम के लिए उन्होंने जीता. What are the name of these persons? Can anybody tell me what are the name of these two people here who are the winners of International Booker Prize? I'm waiting for your responses. International Booker Prize really very important for your phase 1 examination point of view. ठीक है? If you're preparing for RBI, SEBI or the NABARD exam. ठीक है? So यहाँ पर what is the name? I can see the people are giving me in the chat box. Yes, Banu Mushtaq and Deepa Bashti. Yes. So I told you the translator. Translator क्या करता है? एक लैंग्वेज से दूसरी लैंग्वेज में कन्वर्ट करता है. That is भाषा का चेंज होता है. So Bhashti, Deepa Bhashti is the name of the person. Then here, Banu Mushtaq, who is the author of this particular stories. Now the next question, Dash earned a Guinness World Record for the most life insurance policies. तो 24 आवर्स में सबसे ज्यादा लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसीज सेल करने का रिकॉर्ड बनाया किसने बनाया? LIC ने बनाया. किस डेट पे बनाया? 20th January. 20th January, that is the Mad Million Day. That is the founding day of the LIC on which it was being founded, right? Absolutely, I can see in the chat box all the people have given me the right answer to all these questions. That shows that you have revised everything in a very detailed manner in the previous session, right? Now it's the time for moving on to the today's part. ठीक है, तो पहला टॉपिक है आज के सेशन का, that is National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme and National Apprenticeship Training Scheme. So guys, recently हमने कवर किया था एक न्यू पायलट स्कीम लॉन्च की गई फॉर द नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न रीजन यूथ, जहां पर हम एक एडिशनल कवर प्रोवाइड कर रहे थे, उनको एक एडिशनल स्टाइपेंड प्रोवाइड कर रहे थे 1500 रुपीज पर मंथ का टू द अप्रेंटिसेस. तो तब हमने अप्रेंटिसेस को काफी अच्छे से डिस्कस किया था. ठीक है, सो अभी सेंट्रल अप्रेंटिसशिप काउंसिल की मीटिंग हुई जहां पर उन्होंने रिकमेंड किया 36% इंक्रीज इन द स्टाइपेंड. सो द स्टाइपेंड व्हिच इज बीन गिवन टू दीज अप्रेंटिसेस हु आर डूइंग अप्रेंटिस अंडर दिस नेशनल अप्रेंटिसशिप promotion scheme and the National Apprenticeship Training Scheme. So here 36% increase in the stipend has been recommended by the Central Apprenticeship Council. ठीक है, under these particular two schemes. ठीक है, तो 38th मीटिंग हुई थी इनकी और यहां पर इन्होंने डिसाइड किया 36% इंक्रीज हमें स्टाइपेंड में करना चाहिए. नाउ वी विल बी कवरिंग दीज पर्टिकुलर स्कीम्स इन अ वेरी डिटेल मैनर. तो आज हम कवर करेंगे NAPS को. तो लास्ट टाइम हमने कवर की थी वो पायलट स्कीम विच वॉज बीन लॉन्च फॉर द नॉर्थ ईस्ट regions to youth, right? So that was also under the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme. अब ये NAPS क्या है? So before moving on to that, इससे पहले ये देखते हैं कि स्टाइपेंड की जो रेंज है उसमें कितना डिफरेंस आया है. So basically this will revise the stipend range from 5,000 to 9,000 to 6,800 to 12,300. So basically 36% increase किया गया है स्टाइपेंड के अंदर, and due to this basically we are having this part. ठीक है, so the aim is very simple guys. What was happening? The people, the youth of the nation was not getting appropriate amount of stipend there. So they were dropping out from these apprenticeship programs. And that was also the cause of concern, because we just want that these people are taking proper skills which are aligned with the market skills, and then they are also able to take the jobs as well, right? So basically the aim was to reduce the dropout rate and attract more candidates across the diverse sectors under this part. अगर हम बात करते हैं कुछ डेटा जो यहां पर रिलीज किया गया, सो एज पर द गवर्नमेंट अंडर द NAPS वी हैव सीन 43.47 लाख अप्रेंटिसेस जो एंगेज हुए हैं बाय 19 मई 2025. ठीक है, जहां पर फीमेल पार्टिसिपेशन भी इंक्रीज हुआ है बाय 20%. ठीक है, इट हैज रीच्ड 20%. अगर हम बात करते हैं नेशनल अप्रेंटिसशिप ट्रेनिंग स्कीम की, जो कि ग्रेजुएट्स और डिप्लोमा होल्डर्स के लिए होती है, सो इसने एनरोल किए 5.23 लाख अप्रेंटिसेस इन द फिस्कल ईयर 24-25. So this is the latest data that how many people have been enrolled as a part of these two schemes. ठीक है जी, तो ये डेटा हमारे लिए क्लियर है. अब बात करते हैं हम NAPS स्कीम की. What exactly the NAPS scheme is, what is its objective, what are the targets, what are the eligibility criteria, everything we will be covered, but in a very beautiful manner. So today, to cover the NAPS scheme, I will tell you a story of a 16-year-old boy whose name is MSD. Yes, you have heard me right, that is MSD. 16-year-old boy 16-year-old boy whose name is MSD, right? So one day he was taking a nap in his class. So he was taking a nap in his class, and during that time his teacher basically found this and he identified that he is sleeping. So he asked MSD that what happened. So MSD told him that, sir, my uncle is having a welding shop and it is a very small workshop and I want to make it bigger, right? So his uncle is having a welding workshop. This is small and he want to make it a big workshop, right? And so that's why he was just having this in his dream that, okay, I was basically during his nap, he was having this dream of making this small workshop into a bigger workshop, but he's not having the solution that how I can do this. So basically, when the MSD was having a nap, his teacher told him that, MSD, let me tell you that Government of India has released a NAPS scheme, a NAP scheme for this particular part, and this scheme has been launched by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. ठीक है? So I hope that यहाँ पर हम एक चीज सोच पा रहे हैं, right? So somebody is giving me a name in the chat box. I'm not using that name, guys. Just try to focus on this story. So MSD, a 16-year-old boy, was having a nap in his class and he was having a dream of making his small welding workshop into a bigger one. ठीक है? So this particular scheme has been launched by Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So यहाँ से याद रखिएगा MSD और ministry का नाम क्या है? Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. And apart from that, I told you that MSD is a 16-year-old boy, right? ये 16 साल का बच्चा है. And this scheme was being launched by the Government of India in 2016. Are you getting these points? I think the major pain point that the students are having, sir, how to remember these launch year, the name of the ministry, and apart from that, how exactly we can remember that what exactly the scheme aims for. I think from this part, it is very easy for you to understand it, and how basically this person will be able to convert this small workshop into a bigger workshop by getting the desired skills. और ये skills कहाँ पर मिलेंगी? In the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme. As a part of which, this person is going to a institute which is providing the training over the welding. ठीक है? और यहाँ पर basically on the job training यहाँ पर इनको provide की जाएगी. You just do not need a learning based program. ठीक है? सिर्फ किताबी ज्ञान नहीं, बल्कि इनको एक practical skill set चाहिए so that he can use that in basically making his small workshop into a bigger workshop. ठीक है? And apart from that, let me tell you that as this person is 16 years old, अगर हम बात करते हैं in order to participate in this scheme, what is the minimum eligibility criteria? That is of 14 years. And there is not any upper age limit in this particular scheme. So that's why his teacher says is, see, MSD, not just you, but your uncle, whose workshop is this, he can also participate in this particular scheme. ठीक है? I hope that major part is very much clear to all of you, right? Are you guys able to got the most important details about this part? अब हम cover करेंगे इस पूरी डिटेल को with the help of the exact key details of this scheme. ठीक है? अब धीरे धीरे इसको cover करते हैं. So this scheme was launched in 2016 under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. ठीक है? Objective is very simple, to have a developed skilled manpower, as MSD is also getting the skills from this particular scheme, right? For industry, कैसे किया जाएगा? By promotion of the on-the-job experiential training. As MSD also went to that particular bigger workshop to get the training, so that he is basically doing on-the-job training as an apprentice, and there he will also be getting some stipend for learning as well as for earning, right? So now they will be encouraging the establishments to enroll apprentices by sharing partial stipend support to the apprentices. तो यहाँ पर stipend support भी दिया जाएगा. जो establishments हैं उनको भी encourage किया जा रहा है that आप ऐसे apprentices, ऐसे जैसे MSD हैं, ऐसे और MSDs को आप लीजिए अपने पास, so that we can make them skilled, right? So apart from that, we will be providing them upskilling opportunities who have undergone short-term skill training. तो जिन लोगों ने short-term skill training ली है, उनको upskilling opportunities की भी यहाँ पर provide की जाएंगी. And then we will encourage enrollment of apprentices in the small establishments and those located in underserved areas. Now we can just remember that this MSD is from the northeast region or from the aspirational district. Now I think the major details of this scheme are absolutely clear to all of you with the help of this small story of MSD, a 16-year-old boy. I hope this part is clear to all of you. Now who will be implementing this particular scheme? Which agency is responsible for the implementation? So यहाँ पर काफी easy है. So there are basically two jurisdictions. One is the state government and one is of central government jurisdiction. ठीक है? So यहाँ पर again there are two important points. One is the designated trades. So some of them are the designated trades and some are the optional trades. For the designated states, we will be going to the regional directorates of skill development and entrepreneurship, and for the optional trades that will be catered by NSDC and the CEO of the sector skill councils. So they will be implementing together this particular scheme. And when we talk about the state government, they will be having the authority for both the schemes, for both the trades, that is both designated trade and the optional trades, right? So I hope that this part is basically very much clear to all of you. I hope this is clear, guys, right? Now coming to the another important part, the eligibility criteria. I told you that MSD is a 16-year-old boy and the eligibility criteria is minimum age is 14 years and no limit on the maximum age. That's why MSD as well as his uncle was able to participate in this particular scheme. Now Aadhaar linked bank account is mandatory to have basically this, right? So in order to get the benefit of the scheme, a person must be having a Aadhaar linked bank account. और जैसे ही MSD को पता चला कि ये एक रिक्वायरमेंट है, उन्होंने तभी फटाफट, क्योंकि ये जो स्किल है that is basically the kind of foundation which will help him in order to convert the small workshop into a bigger workshop. So this Aadhaar linked bank account is really necessary, right? So Aadhaar अच्छा होगा तो यहाँ पर हमारी जो इमारत है वो भी अच्छी होगी, right? I hope this is everybody is able to clear with that. Now moving on to the components of the scheme. तो यहाँ पर एक हमें नंबर याद रखना पड़ेगा 25, 1500 and 7500. Why I am telling you so? Because अगर हम बात करते हैं central government, the share of the central government as a part of the stipend that will be 25% of the prescribed stipend. और यहाँ पर maximum stipend रहेगा 1500 per month का per apprentice with employers. So basically I told you that in the previous scheme that we have covered that day, that was a pilot scheme which was also under the NAPS. So there over and above this 1500 per month, the people were being getting 1500 additional amount as a part of the stipend, right? That we covered in the previous session. Now stipend support will not be given during the basic training. So अगर कोई अप्रेंटिस बेसिक ट्रेनिंग लेता है तो उस दौरान उसको कोई भी यहाँ पर स्टाइपेंड नहीं दिया जाएगा, बट बेसिक ट्रेनिंग की जो कॉस्ट है दैट विल आल्सो बी शेयर्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट. यू कैन सी हियर sharing of basic training cost in respect of apprentices who come directly to the apprenticeship training without any formal trade training. तो बिना किसी formal trade training के अगर वो directly apprenticeship के लिए आते हैं तो basic training cost जो है वो भी यहाँ पर distribute होगी. That will be limited to 7500 per for maximum 500 hours per 3 months. So that's why I told you the number of 25, 1500 and 7500. So this is something that we can definitely remember from the examination point of view. So my dear friends, if this scheme is very much clear to all of you, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box. So this change has been made, 36% increase has been done, right? And do you also like the way we have covered this scheme? Will you be able to retain the key details of this scheme that we have covered here in this today's session? Please tell me in the chat box. Please give me a thumbs up in the chat box if your answer is yes. Okay. So I can see that yes, all the people are able to retain these particular details from the examination point of view, right? And everything is clear to everyone. Let's move on to the next news article. That is the 9th edition of India's Mobile Congress 2025. So India Mobile Congress ka 9th edition, it will be taking place in the month of October, right? But why exactly it was in the news right now? Because the theme of this event has been unveiled and the theme is Innovate to Transform. So this Congress will be taking place with the theme Innovate to Transform. Okay? And this will be a one-stop platform in which all the stakeholders related to the telecom industry, they will be sitting together, they will be seeing that what are the challenges that they are facing, they will be identifying the solutions to the same. Apart from that, different use cases that have been created in the telecom industry, they will also be catering it, right? Or we are talking about the telecom industry. it is related to the telecom. So which organization will be responsible for organizing this event? That is Center of the Department of Telecommunications and Cellular Operator Association of India. So it will be organizing this particular event. Now there is another important part, that during this particular inauguration and the unveiling of the theme, they have also come up with a very important scheme, that is Sanchar Mitra scheme. अभी हम संचार की बात कर रहे हैं, right? We are talking about the संचार through the India Mobile Congress. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर संचार मित्र स्कीम को भी लॉन्च किया है. This is a revamped version of this संचार मित्र scheme. Now what exactly this is, let's try to understand this. So this scheme is again launched by the Department of Telecommunication, as we are talking about a संचार. संचार के लिए हमारे पास Department of Telecommunication है. So इसका aim क्या है? We want safe and responsible digital behavior to the student volunteer engagement. So what we will be doing this, we will be drawing the students, we will be using them as the volunteers, and they will be making people aware, right? So that's why we want safe and responsible digital behavior. And these people, these youth will be designated as Sanchar Mitras, और इनको different institutions से यहाँ select किया जाएगा, right? To raise public awareness. अभी किस चीज पर public awareness फैलाएंगे? Basically about the mobile safety, telecom fraud prevention, government digital initiatives. So you all know that there are so many scams which are taking place through the calls, right? And due to the hacking of the mobile phones, also so many things are taking place. So in order to avoid such kind of things, we will be providing awareness to the citizens of the nation by becoming a Sanchar Mitra, right? And we will be making people aware about mobile safety, telecom fraud prevention, government digital initiatives. Okay? And they will be targeting majorly the tier 2 and tier 3 cities, which are basically less aware about these particular scams and frauds which are taking place right now. Okay, so this is something that we need to remember here. Apart from that, these eligible students will be drawn from the different institutions, like the technical institutions which are in the field of telecom, electronics, IT, cyber security. So they will be done in this particular part. And the scheme will also promote the skill development of the Sanchar Mitras. ठीक है, तो skill development भी promote करेंगे कैसे? By providing them exposure to the research and development projects, telecom startups, policy standards. So basically when we will aware these Sanchar Mitras with the research and development projects, telecom startups, then they will also get proper skills related to that particular sector, and they will be basically be more effective in creating the awareness and raising the awareness to the public citizens of the nation. Apart from that, there will be opportunities for field surveys, DOT initiatives, recognition भी मिलेगा उनको, incentives भी मिलेंगे in volunteers को, and that will be managed by the Department of Telecommunication only. So Department of Telecommunication will be there, which has launched this particular scheme, that is Sanchar Mitra scheme. संचार का मित्र जो help करेगा in order to avoid such kind of frauds, right? I hope this part is clear to everyone, right? So Sanchar Mitra scheme, this is the second scheme that we have covered for this particular day. Now let's move on to the third important news article of the day, that is New Development Bank has admitted Algeria as its new member. So guys, New Development Bank जिसको establish किया था BRICS nations ने has admitted Algeria as a new member. अगर हम बात करते हैं NDB की, तो it was established in 2015. क्यों establish किया गया था? So that we can finance development projects in the members countries. What is these members? BRICS nations. BRICS nations को बेसिकली हेल्प करेंगे, उनके अंदर कोई भी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर या सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स हम सेटअप करते हैं, सो उसके लिए फाइनेंसिंग प्रोवाइड की जाएगी. ठीक है, सो फॉर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स. ठीक है, एनडीबी की प्रेसिडेंट है डिल्मा रूसोफ और इसका हेडक्वार्टर है शंघाई के अंदर. अब इसको हम कैसे याद कर सकते हैं? हाउ कैन वी रिमेंबर द एनडीबी एडमिट्स अल्जीरिया एज अ न्यू मेंबर? ठीक है, जस्ट रिमेंबर अबाउट दिस. ठीक है, so just remember this, that in 2015 NDB's BRICS ship was in dilemma. So small mnemonic for this part. In 2015 NDB's BRICS ship was in a dilemma. Ab what exactly are the hidden details here? See, in 2015 the NDB was been established, right? किसने बनाया था एनडीबी को? दैट इज द ब्रिक्स नेशंस, ब्राजील, रशिया, इंडिया, चाइना, साउथ अफ्रीका. ओके, एंड नाउ दिस इज द शिप. the ship. Here SH stands for its headquarters, that is Shanghai, right? And I stands for infrastructure and sustainable development projects. And this is basically a platform which provides the infrastructure and sustainable development projects financing to all these nations, the BRICS members nations who are the part of BRICS, and they will be provided this financing for these particular projects. Okay? Now it was in dilemma. So what exactly is dilemma? It is the NDB president. So we have seen in the previous year that there are questions on such kind of topics also. When there is an organization is in the news article, and they're also asking about the head of that particular organization, when it was established, what was the aim, what is the objective, who are the members, how many members are there. So all these things are been asking about these organizations which are there in the news. So I think this trick will definitely help you out. I can just again reiterate this to all of you. In 2015, NDB's BRICS ship was in a dilemma. Just remember this part, and all the details of the NDB you will be able to retain very easily. If yes, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box. So now when we talk about the NDB guys, एक multilateral development bank है जिसको ब्राजील, रशिया, इंडिया, चाइना और साउथ अफ्रीका ने लॉन्च किया था. पर्पस काफी सिंपल था, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए हम यहाँ पर फाइनेंसिंग नीड्स इनकी पूरी करेंगे. ठीक है. What are the nations? Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. So these were the founders of this BRICS. And now my dear friends, when we talk about the other new members of the NDB, it includes Bangladesh, United Arab Emirates, Egypt and Algeria. यहाँ पर you can see that it has been admitted on 19th May 2025. So 19th May 2025 को Algeria has been inducted. Now let me tell you my dear friends that whenever a person or a country wants to be a member of particular organization, right? So there is some framework of that particular organization that is required to be done. और या फिर आप कोई company join करते हैं, right? For example, you are joining a company. So whatever the rules and regulations of that companies are, you are meant to follow them, right? Similarly, as Algeria is basically becoming the member of NDB, so it has basically submitted its instrument of accession in order to become the member of this new development bank. Now there is another important point. Let me tell you that there is a prospective member also. There is a prospective member also which is going to become the another member of the new development bank. What is the name of that country? That is Uruguay. As basically the governors of the NDB has basically added the name of the Uruguay in this particular list, in the prospective members list. And when Uruguay will be submitting its instrument of accession to the NDB, then it will also become another member of the NDB. I hope that these details are very much clear to all of you. Okay. So now let's move on to the next news article, that is the Panchayat Advancement Index 2.0 portal. So my dear friends, we all know that we are having the target of achieving the sustainable development goals. That is a list of 17 sustainable development goals are there that we want to achieve by 2030, right? And we also wanted that in India, if we want to achieve the sustainable development goals, we need to make sure that we are adopting these goals even at the grassroots level. That means at the Gram Panchayat level. And that's why we localized the sustainable development goals and we created total 9 themes which are basically based on sustainable development goals, which these Gram Panchayats existing in our country, they are required to follow. Okay. So basically you can see here, these are the 9 LSDG aligned themes, which includes poverty free and enhanced livelihoods Panchayat, healthy Panchayat, child friendly Panchayat, water sufficient Panchayat, clean and green Panchayat, Panchayat with self-sufficient infrastructure, socially just and socially secured Panchayat, Panchayat with good governance and women friendly Panchayat. So these are the 9 localized sustainable development goals which are aligned with these sustainable development goals, right? Now, whenever you are basically, you want to basically become a RBI Grade B officer or NABARD officer, right? And you are preparing for it and you are covering some kind of syllabus. Now it is very important for you to assess your performance, assess your level. Similarly, if we want as a country to become the country which is basically moving towards the sustainable development, so we have to analyze that whether we are in the progress of attaining the sustainable development goals or not. So that's why in order for that, we basically come up with the Panchayat Advancement Index. So this is basically an index which is a kind of evaluation framework which sees that whether our Gram Panchayats is able to achieve these 9 localized sustainable development goals or not. So this is something, that's why this index has been launched. And this portal has now, the new revamped version of this portal has been launched recently. And this is basically the news article. So Panchayat Advancement Index 2.0 portal has been launched. और ये एक मल्टी डायमेंशनल इवैल्यूएशन फ्रेमवर्क है जिसको मिनिस्टर ऑफ पंचायती राज ने लॉन्च किया. द रीजन इज वेरी सिंपल दैट वी वांट टू मॉनिटर एंड असेस द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द ग्राम पंचायत्स, राइट, of over 2.5 lakh panchayats across these 9 thematic areas that we have already covered in the previous part. Now there are some differences in the Panchayat Advancement Index 1.0 and the 2.0. In the 1.0 you can see that it was serving as the baseline and it covered 2.16 lakh gram panchayats only across 29 states and UTs. But now you can see that we have increased this number from 2.16 to 2.5 lakh gram panchayats. Okay, and in the PAI version 2.0 we are focusing on functionality, efficiency and usability कि कितना efficient है हम in basically attaining and aligning toward this localized sustainable development goals, right? So this is the important part that we need to remember from here. Now when we talk about the key differences here between the two, you can see here earlier there were only 516 indicators which were really very comprehensive and exhaustive as well. But now what we have seen that the less number of rules will be there, it will be really possible to basically monitor them and as well as their alignment. So now we have reduced this particular part. 72% reduction has been taken place in the indicators and now there are only 147 indicators which are basically focusing more on these localized sustainable development goals and provide better data quality, right? And now when we talk about the data points, they have also been decreased from 794 to 227 for better efficiency and clarity among the gram panchayats as well. Okay, this is something that we need to do and we need to achieve here. Okay, so I hope that this news article is clear to all of you. Panchayat Advancement Index. Now guys, moving on to the next part, that is the NITI Aayog's 10th Governing Council meeting. So NITI Aayog's 10th Governing Council meeting has taken place recently and Prime Minister Modi ji chaired this particular meet. So this meet was held with the theme of Viksit Rajya for Viksit Bharat at the rate 2047. You all know that we want to become developed nation by 2047. So that was basically the theme of the NITI Aayog's 10th Governing Council meeting. Okay. Now when we talk about the key stakeholders of this council, it includes Prime Minister who is also the chairperson. Then chief ministers, lieutenant governors are there, union ministers are there. Now when we talk about basically the composition of this governing council of the NITI Aayog, it includes chief ministers of all states and union territories, lieutenant governors of other union territories and chaired by Prime Minister who was, and this part was been established in 2015 by the Cabinet Secretariat. ठीक है, सो गवर्निंग काउंसिल जो है नीति आयोग की उसको बनाया गया था 2015 के अंदर बाय द कैबिनेट सेक्रेटेरिएट. नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द नीति आयोग एज एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, सो लेट मी टेल यू दैट इट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस टू cover the details of the NITI Aayog also if it is in the news. If we talk about the NITI Aayog, it was launched in 2015 and it replaced the planning commissions. Guys, it is a very important part. Earlier there was a planning commission who used to do this particular part, but now it has been replaced in 2015 with the NITI Aayog, right? And NITI Aayog has become a new think tank for India. So objective was very clear that we wanted basically a premier think tank, and NITI Aayog became that think tank of the government of India which will provide both directional and the policy inputs. So आगे आने वाले टाइम में हमें कैसे स्टेप्स लेने हैं, क्या हमारी पॉलिसीज होनी चाहिए, क्या हमारी डायरेक्शन होनी चाहिए, एवरीथिंग विल बी शोन बाय द NITI Aayog. ठीक है, अब अगर हम बात करें इसके चेयरपर्सन की, सो प्राइम मिनिस्टर इज द चेयरपर्सन. सो यहाँ पर एक कंफ्यूजन रहती है स्टूडेंट्स के माइंड में कि सर चेयरपर्सन है और सीईओ है. So guys, let me tell you that chairperson is the prime minister and CEO is another person who has been appointed by the central government. So central government appoint करती है CEO को. ठीक है, can anybody tell me who is presently serving as the CEO of NITI Aayog? Any one of you who would like to tell me here what is the name of person who is serving as the CEO of NITI Aayog? That is BVR Subramaniam. That is the name of that person. अगर हम बात करें नीति आयोग की, it is basically been supported by DMEO, that is Development Monitoring and Evaluation Organization. एक flagship initiative अटल इनोवेशन मिशन है जो कि basically launch किया गया था as a part of नीति आयोग. Then we are having autonomous body, that is National Institute of Labor Economics Research and Development, NILERD. गवर्नमेंट रिकॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड नीति आयोग इन 2024 में रिकॉन्स्टिट्यूट किया गया नीति आयोग को, जहां पर 4 फुल टाइम मेंबर्स और 15 यूनियन मिनिस्टर्स को इंक्लूड किया गया. ठीक है. So these are the key important details of the NITI Aayog that we are required to cover from examination point of view. Yes, Muskan and Mayank has given me the right answer, that is BVR Subramaniam is presently serving as the CEO of NITI Aayog. Now guys, let's move on to the next part. So recently NITI Aayog also come up with a report, that is designing a policy for medium enterprises. So when we basically see this particular report, this basically provides us a comprehensive roadmap as well as what is the contribution of the MSME industries in the India's GDP, how much workforce is there which is working in these industries. Apart from that, how exactly we can tap on the potential of these micro, small and medium enterprises of our nation. So this report provides comprehensive roadmap for transforming medium enterprises into the future growth engines. तो इंडिया के फ्यूचर ग्रोथ इंजन हमें बनाना है मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस को. सो अब इसका डेटा अगर हम बात करते हैं तो एमएसएमई सेक्टर 29% इंडिया की जीडीपी में कंट्रीब्यूट करता है, राइट? और 60% ऑफ द वर्कफोर्स ऑफ आवर होल कंट्री इज वर्किंग इन द मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस. और यहां पर अगर हम एक्सपोर्ट्स की बात करते हैं तो 40% ऑफ द टोटल एक्सपोर्ट्स इज फ्रॉम दिस MSME ओनली. ठीक है. सो दिस इज अ रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट. अगर हम बात करें MSME का रोल कितना बड़ा है गाइस, 29% जीडीपी में कंट्रीब्यूशन MSMEs का है एंड 60% ऑफ द वर्कफोर्स इज वर्किंग इन द MSMEs एंड दे आर आल्सो रिस्पांसिबल फॉर 40% ऑफ द टोटल एक्सपोर्ट्स. अगर हम बात करते हैं यहां पर मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस की, सो ये 0.3% है MSMEs की, बट इसका 40% से ज्यादा रोल है, कंट्रीब्यूशन है इन द MSMEs एक्सपोर्ट्स, which basically shows its immense untapped potential. और इसी पोटेंशियल को हम अनलॉक करना चाहते हैं so that we can basically make these medium enterprises as a growth engine of our country. ठीक है. I hope this part is clear to everyone. So designing a policy for medium enterprises. Now apart from that, ये रिपोर्ट हमें की चैलेंजेस भी बताते हैं कि क्या चैलेंजेस आखिर ये एंटरप्राइजेस फेस करती हैं in order to basically accelerate its growth and to scale and innovate. So what exactly these are? These are constrained access to the tailored financial products. उनको फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट्स का एक्सेसिबिलिटी इतना नहीं है, राइट? कि ऐसे फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट्स उनको मिलने चाहिए जो कि उनके लिए टेलर मेड किए गए हों, राइट? देन लिमिटेड अडॉप्शन ऑफ एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजीज, inadequate R&D support, proper R&D support is not provided to these industries. They are not having their own R&D support. Then lack of sectoral testing infrastructure, mismatch है ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स और एंटरप्राइज नीड्स में. सो बेसिकली वी आर, अगर हम बात करते हैं मार्केट की, इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द इंडस्ट्री, सो बेसिकली द पीपल दैट इट रिक्वायर्स, दे मस्ट बी हैविंग सम डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ skill set, and the people who are being supplied to them, they are having the different kind of skill set. So that is why there is a mismatch between the skill set which is actually required and what is actually people are having. So that's why in the previous one we have also covered in one of the scheme that we want to make sure that we are aligning these skill sets which are provided in the under the apprenticeship training programs, which are aligned with the market needs also. Okay? So this is something which is really important for us. So the key important details from here is only this particular data that you need to remember on priority here. Okay? And you can even use this data while answering the descriptive questions. Now let's move on to the next news article, that is 15th BRICS Trade Ministers meeting. So guys, this particular meet took place in Brazil, which is having the presidency, right? And during this particular meet, India has given its proposals and initiatives, and one of the proposal is 30 for 30, which introduced 30 trade reform suggestions for World Trade Organization's 30th anniversary. We all know guys that WTO's 30th anniversary is going to come. So वहां पर 30 trade reform suggestions इंडिया ने प्रोवाइड किए हैं. So that's why it has been titled as 30 for 30. ठीक है. और इसको इस मीटिंग की थीम थी strengthening global south cooperation for more inclusive and sustainable governance. Let me tell you, we are covering this theme only because this meet took place. But let me tell you, exam point of view से आप इस theme को याद मत कीजिए, because so many such kind of themes, such kind of meets are taking place across the year, right? So it is not required to remember every theme here. Yes, we are covering it from the current affair point of view, yes, right? So that we are having a good idea that okay, what exactly happened during that particular meet. But yes, from the exam point of view, if there is a BRICS summit, a major summit is there, uski theme kya thi, that is more important. Okay, then this part was hosted by Brazil, which is having the presidency of BRICS. In 2026, India will hold the BRICS chairmanship. Again, India will be getting the BRICS chairmanship in 2026. I hope this is clear to all of you. So this 30 for 30 was been there, and now let's try to understand about the BRICS. BRICS क्या है guys? एक intergovernmental organization है, हमने already cover किया that the BRICS countries were the founding members of this. ये BRIC जो term है, it was coined by Jim O'Neill in 2001. ठीक है, इसको कैसे याद कर सकते हो? So many people goes to gym, right? So gym, इस gym के अंदर BRIC थी, which was being used for exercise. इस तरीके से आप याद कर सकते हो, जिम ब्रिक, राइट? 2001 में इसको कॉइन किया था. कंट्रीज इसके अंदर है ब्राजील, रशिया, इंडिया, चाइना, साउथ अफ्रीका, ईरान, इजिप्ट, इथियोपिया, यूएई एंड इंडोनेशिया. सो दीज आर द कंट्रीज. फाउंडिंग कंट्रीज की बात करते हैं, दे वर ओनली ब्राजील, रशिया, इंडिया एंड चाइना. दैट्स व्हाई आई टोल्ड यू ब्रिक. ओके, सो पहली फॉर्मल ब्रिक समिट कब हुई थी? 2009 में हुई थी, रशिया के अंदर. साउथ अफ्रीका इसका मेंबर बना 2010 के अंदर. इसके अंदर 3 पिलर्स हैं कोऑपरेशन के, दैट इज पॉलिटिकल एंड सिक्योरिटी, फाइनेंशियल एंड इकोनॉमिक, एंड पीपल टू पीपल कोऑपरेशन. तो इन 3 पिलर्स के अक्रॉस हम कोऑपरेट करते हैं अमंग ऑल दीज कंट्रीज व्हिच आर द मेंबर ऑफ द ब्रिक्स, राइट? सो ब्रिक्स याद रखिएगा, इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट. नए मेंबर्स की बात करें तो इजिप्ट, इथियोपिया, ईरान एंड यूएई आर द न्यू मेंबर्स. इन 2025 में इंडोनेशिया फुल टाइम मेंबर बना है ब्रिक्स का. सो लास्ट अगर हम बात करते हैं कंट्री, इट इज इंडोनेशिया विच हैज जॉइंड द ब्रिक्स. ओके, आई होप दिस इज क्लियर टू एवरीवन. नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट न्यूज आर्टिकल, दैट इज ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन मॉड्यूल. सो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ आयुष ने एक अग्रीमेंट साइन किया है वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ, जिसकी वर्ल्ड हेल्थ असेंबली टेकिंग प्लेस इन जेनेवा, 78th वर्ल्ड हेल्थ असेंबली. और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ आयुष ने एक अग्रीमेंट साइन किया है जिसके अंदर दे विल बी वर्किंग ऑन ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन मॉड्यूल. तो ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन मॉड्यूल के ऊपर काम किया जाएगा अंडर द ICHI, दैट इज इंटरनेशनल क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ हेल्थ इंटरवेंशंस. तो इंटरनेशनल क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ हेल्थ इंटरवेंशन के अंडर इस ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन मॉड्यूल के ऊपर काम किया जाएगा. एंड फॉर दैट मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ आयुष हैज साइंड एन एग्रीमेंट विद द वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. ठीक है, सो बेसिकली ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन से हमारी क्या आता है? आयुर्वेद. सो इट इंक्लूड्स आयुर्वेद, योग, सिद्ध, यूनानी, इंक्लूडिंग थेरेपीज लाइक पंचकर्मा. So they will be studied as a part of this particular module so that हम basically इनसे और innovative solutions निकाल सके. Okay, so this is all that we need to cover from here. Now let's move on to the next part, that is Bharat Forecast System. So Union Minister has recently launched indigenously developed Bharat Forecast System. My dear friends, you must have seen, if अगर आप आज की newspapers देखेंगे तो you must have seen that a lot of rain has taken place, right, in Mumbai, and there were बेसिकली काफी सारी ऐसी जगह है जो कि फ्लडेड है, राइट? सो जब भी ऐसी कोई सिचुएशन आती है, बहुत ज्यादा बारिश आने वाली है, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ रेनफॉल इज देयर, इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस टू हैव अ गुड फोरकास्ट, राइट? सो दैट वी कैन बेसिकली इवैक्यूएट द पीपल फ्रॉम देयर. और इसी चीज को अगर हम बेटर तरीके से फोरकास्ट करना चाहते हैं तो उसके लिए द एरिया विच इज देयर, which our satellites is basically assessing, it is really very important. So right now under this revamped, under this new Bharat forecast system, what we have done, जो इंडिया का फोरकास्ट रेजोल्यूशन है, we have basically increased it from 12 किलोमीटर to 6 किलोमीटर. So काफी स्टूडेंट सोच रहे हैं कि इंक्रीज कैसे किया है. सीरियस, पहले हम काफी एक सर्टेन डिस्टेंस से उसको करते थे, राइट? तो पहले 12 किलोमीटर का एरिया रहता था, बट अब हम 6 किलोमीटर पे डीप यहां पर एनालिसिस कर पाएंगे in order to identify that what exactly is the speed of the wind, how exactly the clouds are there. So you can see here that earlier for the forecast resolution हम बात कर रहे हैं तो पहले इसे 12 किलोमीटर का था. You can see here these small boxes, right? These squares. अब अगर हम बात करते हैं तो अब ये जो स्क्वेयर्स हैं ये इस लेवल के ऊपर इसको असेस कर पाएगा, दैट इज 6 किलोमीटर. तो पहले ये 12 into 12 का स्क्वायर होता था, अब ये 6 into 6 का स्क्वायर होगा. बेसिकली दैट बेसिकली शोज दैट 4 times बेटर रिजल्ट्स हमें पता चलेंगे, 4 times बेटर एरिया हमारे पास होगा फॉर असेसिंग इट, राइट? So this is something that we want to have it. So we will be having more accurate results and we will be getting more accurate forecast of our weather. So that's why it has been done. This is the world's first high resolution weather forecast system which is created indigenously by the India. Now the next part is, अगर हम बात करते हैं सिस्टम की, it basically works on the triangular cubic octahedral grid model. इसके ऊपर ये काम करता है और इसका क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? What will be the result here? It will lead to 30% improvement in extreme rainfall predictions. जहां पर extreme rainfall होने वाली है तो 30% better results हमें देखने को मिलेंगे. 60% ज्यादा accuracy होगी हमारी over the core zones. तो जो हमारे core zones हैं वहां पर 60% ज्यादा accuracy रहेगी. So that is basically the benefit of coming up with this new Bharat forecast system which has been launched recently, right? So that's all from this part. Now let's move on to the next important part, that is University of Liverpool, which has become the second United Kingdom university to set its foreign campus in our country. अगर हम बात करते हैं इससे पहले कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटी थी, तो it was the University of Southampton. So University of Southampton ने 2024 के अंदर अपना कैंपस सेटअप किया था इंडिया के अंदर and it became the first such university, and now the second university is University of Liverpool, which will be setting up its campus in Bengaluru, and for this letter of intent has been issued to the University of Liverpool. और ये letter of intent किसके अंडर दिया गया है? Basically this has been done under the UGC setting up and operation of campuses of foreign higher educational institutions in India regulations 2023. तो इस एक्ट के अंदर यहाँ पर इस रेगुलेशन के अंदर ये लेटर ऑफ इंटेंट इशू किया गया है टू द यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ लिवरपूल, एंड आफ्टर विच इट कैन बेसिकली set up its campus in Bengaluru, and with this will become the second UK university to do so in our country. Next news article, first Indian to win F2 Monaco GP. So F2 Monaco Grand Prix जीतने वाले पहले इंडियन बने हैं कुश मैनी, that is the name of the person, and he has represented Damas Lucas oil team in this particular event. Next news article is Khelo India Beach Games. So we have covered in the previous sessions that Khelo India Beach Games are taking place in Daman and Diu, and if we talk about these games, so which are the top performing states, so Manipur has topped these particular games which have been taken place in Daman and Diu. Next news article है इंडिया का पहला माहौत विलेज. So India's first माहौत village has been launched in Tamil Nadu and located in the Mudumalai Tiger Reserve. ठीक है, तो ये थेपाकड़ू एलिफेंट कैंप है जहां पर इसको सेटअप किया गया है, और ये एक तरीके की ट्रिब्यूट है टू ऑल द पीपल हु आर बेसिकली इनटू द सर्विस ऑफ एलिफेंट केयरिंग, राइट? So this is a tribute to the caretakers featured in the Elephant Whisperers. So Elephant Whisperer एक movie आई थी, my dear friends, which also won so many accolades for the country, and we are giving the tribute to these caretakers who are featured in this particular movie, right? It won the Academy Award for the best documentary short film at 95th Academy Awards in 2023, जिसको कार्तिकी गोंसाल्विस ने डायरेक्ट किया था. So that's all from this particular news article, that is India's first Mahout village. Now this is the last news of the today's session, that is the breakthrough prize in fundamental physics. It has been given to Large Hadron Collider experiments. Let me tell you that there is not much to be explained here, and that is also outside the purview of the examination point of view. Just remember, Large Hadron Collider experiments बेसिकली ये जो वर्ल्ड के मोस्ट पावरफुल पार्टिकल एक्सेलरेटर है, इसके लिए जो एक्सपेरिमेंट्स किए गए इन द डिफरेंट 4 लोकेशन, दैट इज एटलस, सीएमएस, एलिस एंड एलएचसीबी, सो इनको यहाँ पर ये अवार्ड दिया गया है. ठीक है, सो ब्रेक थ्रू प्राइज इन फंडामेंटल फिजिक्स हैज बीन गिवन टू LHC, दैट इज लार्ज हाड्रॉन कोलाइडर एक्सपेरिमेंट्स. So now my dear friends, with this we are just done with the news articles of the today's session. So around 40 news articles were there in the today's part, but yes, we have covered so many important part और काफी डिटेल में हमने चीजों को कवर किया, and we also use some new tricks in order to remember the important details of some of the scheme as well as the organization, and I hope that you will really be able to retain them. अब आपने उसे retain किया है या नहीं ये पता चलेगा हमें by solving the MCQs. So here basically starts the MCQs, and I want all of you to make sure कि आप इन MCQs का आंसर करने का कोशिश करें. Right now around 25 people are there online, right? So I want 25 people, all of them to answer the questions in the comment section. तो काफी easy question है. पहला आपको बताना है first Indian to win a Formula 2 sprint race in the Monaco. What is the name of this person? काफी easy. तो काफी easy question के साथ हम start करेंगे. ठीक है, so पहला question आपके सामने, first Indian to win a Formula 2 sprint race. What is the name? Kushmani. Option B, Kushmani is the right answer. एब्सोल्युटली राइट। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, 15th ब्रिक्स ट्रेड मिनिस्टर्स मीटिंग हुई थी और इंडिया ने बेसिकली नए रिफॉर्म्स लाने की बात की इन वन ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, 30 for 30, and this particular reform was related to which organization? Can anybody tell me that in the chat box? So what is the right answer here? It is World Trade Organization, option D. Absolutely right, WTO. Next question. So which international organization signed an agreement with the Ministry of Ayush to work on the traditional module, the module on the traditional medicines? What is the name of that organization? I told you that this particular organization's assembly, a general assembly is taking place in Geneva, Switzerland, and that is the World Health Organization, option C. Now moving on to the some little bit difficult questions now. ठीक है, अभी कुछ easy questions है, अब कुछ अच्छे level के questions आपको cover करने जरूरी है एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से। और पहला क्वेश्चन आपके लिए पंचायत एडवांसमेंट इंडेक्स से, सो आपको मुझे बताना है that what exactly are the details here. So basically जब भी हम किसी भी क्वेश्चन को देखते हैं तो सबसे पहले क्या देखना है हमें, what is the central topic? Central topic is पंचायत एडवांसमेंट इंडेक्स, that's it. Second important thing, what is the demand of the question? We need to identify the correct statement. Third thing is we need to analyze these statements according to our knowledge base, right? तो हमने सब कुछ डिस्कस किया है आज के सेशन में. Try to answer this question. Just try to look into the keywords which are mentioned here. So for example, first statement, it is designed by Ministry of Panchayati Raj, assess performance 9 thematic areas aligned with LSDGs. First statement is right or wrong? It is correct here. Second statement, PAI version 1.0, 2.5 lakh gram panchayats, 36 states and union territories. So my dear friends, I told you that in the PAI version 1.0 and the version 2.0, there is a key difference here, not just in the number of indicators and the data points, but also in terms of the coverage. So there were 2.16 lakh gram panchayats only in the PAI version 1.0. And these were across 29 states and UTs, and not all the 36 states and union territories. So this statement is incorrect. Third statement, version 2.0 launched with enhancement in functionality, efficiency and usability. So these were the three areas on which it was working upon, it was focusing upon. So that's why this statement is right here. Right answer will be option. Which is the right answer? Both 1 and 3 are right. So option C will be the right answer. Do you agree with me? Yes, I can see most of the people have given option C. So Bijal, Mayank, Ashish, Shanika, Ishani, Kritika, everybody has given me the right answer. That is option C. Well done, guys. Moving to the next question. Next question is on the new scheme which has been launched by the Department of Telecommunications. What exactly the name of that scheme was? Sanchar Mitra scheme. Again, we need to identify correct statements. Just try to focus on the keywords. First statement is about the aim, that is digital literacy exclusively among technical students in the urban centers. तो क्या हम सिर्फ टेक्निकल स्टूडेंट्स पर फोकस कर रहे हैं, वो भी अर्बन एरियाज से? नो. फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज इनकरेक्ट. सेकंड स्टेटमेंट, सिलेक्टेड स्टूडेंट्स संचार मित्र कहलाएंगे, एब्सोल्युटली राइट. अवेयरनेस ऑन टेलीकॉम फ्रॉड प्रिवेंशन एंड गवर्नमेंट डिजिटल इनिशिएटिव्स, एब्सोल्युटली राइट. थर्ड स्टेटमेंट, अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर एक्सपोजर टू R&D प्रोजेक्ट, टेलीकॉम स्टार्टअप्स एंड पॉलिसी रिलेटेड वर्क. This is also right. So statement 2 and 3 are correct. Statement 1 is wrong. Right answer will be option B. Option B is the right answer. So किस student ने इस question का सही answer दिया है? I can see. So Ishani, Deepak, it's your choice. Padmini, Dhananjay, Harshal, yes, absolutely right. Everybody is rocking the chat box with their answers. It's really great to see that all the people are giving the right answers here. That's really good. So my dear friends, that was the last question. And now here is the homework question. If you really find yourself in a space after attending this session that yes, you should answer the homework question and you have got that particular knowledge base to answer this homework question, then please do let me know the right answer to the question in the comment section. Okay, so ये question है आपका नेशनल अप्रेंटिसशिप प्रमोशन स्कीम के ऊपर. So अगर हम बात करते हैं लास्ट क्वेश्चन की, लास्ट सेशन के होमवर्क क्वेश्चन की, द क्वेश्चन वाज ऑन द world's first global pandemic treaty, and here the right answer was option B, that is only statement 2 and 3 were correct here. And let me tell you, the people who give me the right answer in the chat box to the homework question, they will become the star performers. And here I have a long list of star performers here, right? So Pratiksha, Archita, Arnav, Ujjwal, Rajkumar, Amartya, Gururaj, Suraj, Vishwajit, Siddharth, Nikhil, Abhay, Shubham, Kiran, Ashish, and so many people are there. and I have also received your love as well, yes, as well as your support. And so many people like the way that we have covered the previous session. That's really good, guys. And it also encourages us to bring up some more and more such kind of methods so that we can make it more easier for you. And you can also let me know the way we have covered the important initiatives in our today's session. If it was really easy for you to cover it that way or not. Please do let me know in the comment section so that I can see that whether the techniques that we are introducing in these sessions, they are really helpful to you or not. If they will be helpful and you will be telling me about that, definitely I will be using more of such kind of techniques in the upcoming session so that things are becoming more easier for you. Okay. Now guys, I have also taken your inputs regarding the time of the session. We will be definitely very soon, we will be providing you the clarity about it. Do not worry about it. And if you are still new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the courses and videos that we offer to you. And apart from that, for the revision, क्योंकि अगले सेशन में भी पहले आपका रिवीजन टेस्ट होगा, राइट? तो उसके लिए क्या करना है, इस सेशन की रिवीजन करनी है. वो कहाँ कैसे करेंगे? थ्रू द पीडीएफ. पीडीएफ कहाँ मिलेगी? पीडीएफ मिलेगी टेलीग्राम चैनल पे, जिसका लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन के अंदर. ठीक है, सो यू विल बी गेटिंग द पीडीएफ ऑफ द सेशन फ्रॉम द टेलीग्राम चैनल. सो यू कैन डाउनलोड इट फ्रॉम द टेलीग्राम चैनल, जिसका लिंक आपको नीचे दिया गया है. ठीक है. So my dear friends, I hope that this is clear to everybody and the today's session was really useful and fruitful to all of you. अगर आपकी कोई भी query है, please feel free to ask in the comment section, and you can also share your queries at hello@edutap.co.in. You can call us at 814-620-7241. So it was really great to have all of you in this part, right? In this session, yes, Harshal is saying 16 साल का MSD. Okay, so that means you have really liked it, guys. Yeah. So definitely I will be seeing the comment section that whether you are getting the details through these new methods or not, and then we will be covering the upcoming sessions also on the same lines. Okay, so it was really great to have all of you in the today's session. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Wish you all happy learning.